Yo, how's it going, everyone? Shenmoku here, and today we're taking a look at the 8.12 update notes containing Mr. Atlas, the newest Guardian in SMITE. I think it's been a whole 2 years since we got a Guardian, so a very exciting, but of course, as you guys know, I'll be taking a look at that god in his own video. I hate just, reading out the abilities to you guys and just guessing what they're going to be like, or describing it to you, or just replaying the patch notes show. Don't really like doing that, so bunch of Atlas skins, of course, the recolor, and the masteries. Yeah, if I thought I wasn't going to be getting gems this gem sale, absolutely not. Sick Afro skin, great Soul skin, really cool Morgan Le Fay skin, awesome Medusa skin, Pele, Bastet, Bacchus. If I liked Avatar more, I'm sure I'd like that. Cool Jenga skin, great Alma skin, Hachi, AMC, absolutely amazing skin. Haven't seen it in game, but fingers crossed. Yamoja, just saving this. And a Hera skin. Chiron skin looks sick. Not really a fan of the plushie skins, but Raijin's definitely a good candidate. And awesome set skin. Ooh, if I do start making more gameplay videos, ooh, we are doing a set video with that. So they're explaining the events. And some quality of life stuff. So they're finally adding duels in actual custom game mode. And okay, so players level 1 through 4, they're only going for bots, and then players leveled 5 through 29 will be getting their own queue. Then players level 30 through 160 will be in normal PvP queues. So I'm wondering if I'm level 160, which I am, by the way, kind of cool player, but. Can I queue with someone who's level 1 through 29? Can I play with them, or are they locked to those other queues? So that's probably something I could try, to be honest. I could probably try that myself. So items. This is interesting. I wasn't expecting this. So after the really potent Divine Ruin buff in the previous patch, they are buffing the tier 2 of the flat pen mage tree to 60 power. Okay. And then they're rebuffing Spear of Desolation. Which was the top mage item for like 3 or 4 years in a row. Okay, guys. I mean, Magus kind of took over, right? But, yeah, I don't know if that's the way. Maybe you want to touch Magus instead? I mean, Spear of Deso is a really cool item, though. I mean, I'm if there was the pen item that took over, I'm glad it was this one. I think this is a really cool item. And then Obsidian Shard, tier 2 gets a buff, but more importantly, Obsidian Shard itself, which is a really good item already, gets a buff of 10 power to 90. That's really interesting to me. I suppose it's to put it sort of in its own league above Charon's Coin being more jack of all trades, and Obsidian Shard being the percent pen item for mages. Again, I guess. Okay. But yeah, I mean, with the current builds, with Soul Reaver still being what it is, I don't know if you sure you want this item to be even more potent than it already is? Anyways, Book of Souls actually gets a buff, I guess, to sort of accommodate for the fact that it's expensive. I think it's like $12.50, right? I mean, that's not too expensive, but still, okay. But they are nerfing Book of the Dead, which actually I was so wrong about. I was so wrong about Book of the Dead. Item totally popped off. Book of Thoth builds popped off, actually, for mages. I really wasn't expecting that, but, thinking about it, I think my friends we were talking about. I think they were right about it. I mean, Book of Thoth really is decent, and then this Book of the Dead was just a really good reason to end up getting it. So they're putting it back to 25% of your max mana instead of 30%. Honestly, I'd have to do the maths myself to figure out if that's better. I guess doesn't sound like much, but it could make the difference between making the build viable or not viable. Really just depends, I guess, on what the total shield amount will be. But yeah, I was watching SPL, and just BMT Scylla, just like he gets dove on, and then there's just this block. There's just this blue block in his health bar. It's like, oh, well, that's a shield, isn't it? Eye of the Jungle finally getting a buff. Yeah, this item was kind of left out to dry after Boomba's. Oh, what's this dagger, right? Yeah, Boomba's dagger. After Boomba's dagger got buffed, this was kind of left in the dry season, right? So they're finally increasing the HP 5 in the jungle by 5 and increasing the MP 5 by 5 as well. I honestly, it could maybe do some more, or maybe keep this base and then make it scale, something like that. You really need more than this, I think, to try and get close to or match the sustain of Boomba's dagger, or even mannequins for that matter. Protector of the jungle, getting a really healthy buff to the attack speed, which I think is totally fair. Definitely needs this. I remember they nerfed that item pretty hard, and I don't think we've heard of that item since. At least definitely not in the SPL. And I really don't see any players at all building Eye of the Jungle. So this is definitely necessary. Terra, this one I'm a little sad about. This ability can now only be refired or shattered, not both at the same time. So they're basically saying the trick that people were doing to sort of get the crush and the explosion at the same time. They're going to remove that. I don't know if I like that. It's a tough call. Do you balance Terra's 2, the numbers of Terra's 2, around the fact that that's a mechanic, or do you just remove the mechanic altogether? Like Riven in League of Legends, do you remove the auto attack buffers and like the wall hops with the Q and stuff like that? Do you remove all that, or do you start balancing the character around the fact that that's a thing? And in League of Legends, they started balancing the character around the mechanic. And I think I would have preferred that with Terra. This makes it makes her a lot more vanilla. I would have preferred that they just move the numbers around. Like, oh, new players aren't going to know how to figure that out. Yeah, but they can learn it, and once they practice it and learn how to do it, it feels really rewarding. And I think that's better. Like, it's okay to have characters be not new player friendly, or mechanics not be new player friendly. Like Terra is still. No, actually, to be honest, Terra seems easy, but she's actually not. But anyways, you guys get my point. I've talked too much about this. Bologna, another buff to Bologna. Like, bro, how many times do they need to buff this character? Increased damage. It went from 80 to 220. Now it goes from 90 to 250. So pretty significant, actually. Pretty significant buff to this. So that's going to help her poke a little bit. Finishing people off with the 3 as well. Yeah, it's just like, what needs to happen with this? Like, I think it's been had been a good 6 or 7 buffs total. Not like individual. Oh shit. Not like individual inputs like this, right? But I mean like number buffs to abilities, right? There's been like 6 or 7. Like, what else needs to happen for this character to be good? So. I don't know. I don't think this will shove her right into the meta, but hopefully she starts breaking through the shell a little bit and can be more contentious soul laner. Because man, she's just like so many buffs, and then a meta where she should have been good, where Berserker Shield was crazy, and like Stone Cutting was really really good. She wasn't even the prime candidate for that. It was like Erlong and Gilga and stuff. So, Ganesh. So now he's knockback immune while channeling this ability. That's absolutely massive. So here's the thing, though. It says knockback immune. What does that mean exactly? There's so many characters who are quote unquote knockback or knock up immune, and they're immune to knockups, knockbacks, pulls, pushes. So we gotta try to test this out, right? We gotta try it with Susano, see if the knockup works or if the pull works, right? Is he immune to all that or just knockbacks like it says? Because so many characters just say knockback or knock up and they're immune to both actually. So I don't know. But anyways, that's an amazing buff for Ganesh. Like, whew, that's strong. That's very, very strong. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for that. Displacements, that's what they're called. You can probably tell I was trying to fish for the word. They're called displacements. So when some abilities say knockback immune, they mean displacement immune to all displacements. So Vamana getting another buff Holy moly, this time to his passive. So it was kind of a coin flip. Would it be his passive or his ultimate? God forbid they buff his 2, his 3, or his 1. Now they're going to add a new component to his passive. 10% of Amana's physical protections are converted to attack speed. So this is in addition to the power one. They're not replacing the power one with this. So, for instance, 100 physical protections provides a 10% attack speed. Okay. And remember, this is like the power of his total, so it's not just items you buy, it's of his total protections. So that's cool. I mean, this is helpful, definitely. Trying to shoehorn in like an attack speed item or two on Vamana could feel really, really bad sometimes, especially if it's a slower game or if you're behind. It feels like you can't play the game. But I feel like you're going to feel that anyways, just like a little bit less of that. And like when Vamana's fed, this is going to feel really bad to try and play into. But will Vamana get fed in the first place is the question. So we're going to move on to Ratatasker, getting buffs around the board, which is just really strange to me. Rat's pretty good, man. I don't know why they're buffing him this hard. So basically every single acorn is getting a buff. The 2 defensive acorns get a 10 power buff, which honestly I could see on its own. You know, just disregarding these changes. Just these 2 here, okay, I could see that. But then they're going ahead and they're buffing the damage-oriented acorns as well, and I'm really not sure why. So this is getting rounded out to 50 power. The stun acorn, which shoots out 5 acorns. So that's going to be doing a lot of damage. Then the crit acorn's going to 45 power. That's pretty significant, especially like if you get a lucky crit with 10 extra power. Remember, that's 20 extra damage, bro. Watch out. And then increase the buff Ratatasker gains from hitting a god with dart from 10% physical lifesteal and 10% basic attack damage to 15% physical lifesteal and 15% basic attack damage. That was a lot of words. Basically, the crit build Ratatasker, this is the big one, the 15% basic attack damage. Ouch. Yeah, that's really going to hurt if you get a crit Ratatasker against you. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of crit assassins, other than Mercury, obviously. I don't like going crit on assassins in general, because I don't like this sort of coin flip thing about it. You know, if you get the crit, it's great. If you don't get the crit, oh, wow, I'm just going to break my desk. Well, that's what I do anyways. Yeah, so, but this does sound like a lot of fun. Honestly, that sounds like a lot of fun. And this could result in some pretty crazy high basic attack damage numbers. Speaking of basic attack, oh my god, basic attack damage numbers. Mercury, Made You Look, can now be fired through walls. Finally. Oh my god, that took like 10 years since Mercury came out. It's not been 10 years, but it's getting close to 10 years. And for about like 5 of those years, this could definitely have been a thing. This could... No, honestly, I was going to say this could be a pain late game when he has crit and stuff. But, like, it's really not, though. Like, he can't shoot it through most... like, the center of the radius won't go, like, over most walls, which is what you need to do. You need to get the center of the circle over the wall. And it really won't go through most walls. I'm trying to envision it in my head. It really won't go through maybe, like, the sides of like the mid harpies, over the pyromancer wall, maybe over the fire giant wall. I'm not sure. Fire giant gold fury walls. I'm not sure. But yeah, things like that. Like I think this really is okay to come back and definitely necessary to give him a little bit more versatility. So he's not just like standing there waiting for you to walk into his made you look range. He can do it over walls now. So cool. We take those. Neath getting a couple buffs. Again, another character like Bellona, where it's just like, oh my god, how many buffs does this god need to be relevant? Like, and then Transmeta came in as well, just like Bellona, where there was like, there's like items in the meta that seems like, oh, this is her chance, let's go. But no, like Neath is still nowhere. I know Zero's played her a lot in the SPL. That was sort of the Valhalla Valkyries like big thing. And good on them. I think they played it well, but I mean, definitely not a meta character still. So the Broken Weaves, basically, yeah, they doubled the duration from 1 to 2 minutes. I think that's very fair, especially considering that the map is larger now. There's more stuff to be doing. So I think letting the Weaves last for a little bit longer, well, a lot longer, is fair. An increase of damage on her 2. Of course, this scales. So, okay, at level 1, of course, this isn't the ability you want to level anyways. But yeah, level 1. starts at 70 and now ends at 230 instead of 190. So 40 damage boost. That's pretty nice. But like damage isn't really Neith's problem. So I think the weave is going to help a lot, but I don't really see how increasing her damage is really going to help much. Jingwei, awesome. Finally get some buffs to Jingwei. Yeah, first and foremost, I don't know why this was always really weird to me. Why were her mana costs so high? Like that always perplexed me. I was like, should I go trans on this character just so I don't run out of mana? But yeah, they're chipping away at the mana a little bit there. But the big one, Jingwei's to increase damage per shot of from 100% of Jingwei's physical power to 110% now. That's not good. That could make so I'm assuming this will be affected by crits just like regular Jingwei 2 autos would be. So that's going to be really painful. Thank God they nerfed Wingblade, Wind Demon, right? Like, oh, yeah, this could be. I mean, it obviously depends what the next Hunter meta is going to be like. If crit's coming back in full force, if Devos is coming back, if Trans is staying away, and so on. Like this could be really game changing. Or like whenever the meta does come around to crit again, but chow, that's gonna hurt a lot. And then this is just a nice to have. So I don't think she'll be meta like right away, but I think you're definitely gonna feel the difference on that one. Medusa, her acid spray now applies healing reduction, 50% healing reduction for 4 seconds. That's a nice to have. That's cool. And now the lacerate, her dash, does not apply healing reduction anymore. Now damages minions as Medusa travels through them. I guess like some quote-unquote fair enough changes, but like nothing really groundbreaking, nothing that's going to bring the character too big into meta. So I guess that's okay. You know, just move the healing reduction to something that makes a little bit more sense, and just make her dash 2 damage to minions. That's fine. Okay. Still wish she could dash through gods and like it still redo them. I think that would be fair. And like she could like cancel her dash too if she wanted to. Should I work at high res? That's a great idea. All right, I'm gonna trademark that real quick. I claim that so they don't take it from me. But yeah, overall an interesting patch. A little flip-floppy. I'm not sure why Deso's getting buffed this hard. Deso and Obsidian Shard. I'm not really sure why they're getting buffed at all, honestly. Obviously, it's not like they're bringing this to 110 power and this to 150. Nothing crazy. But, just a little. Don't really know why that's getting buffed. Book of the Dead, fair. Eye of the Jungle, definitely fair. Protector of the Jungle, yep. Terra, a little disappointed. Ganesh, that's going to be huge. Like, watch out, fellas. Don't think that's going to change much. Ratatasker, still a little confused as why he's getting changed. Good God right now. Mercury, very happy about. Neith, I don't know. Does Neith need to be reworked at this point, or what? Well, I guess just maybe rework her 3. Maybe just a rework on her 3. I know the backflip's kind of iconic, but maybe that's what needs to change at this point. Or maybe just change the way the backflip interacts with the environment, something along those lines. You guys get the gist. Jingwei, watch out. And Medusa, a little disappointed that we didn't get bigger Medusa changes, but it is what it is. You don't want to break Medusa too hard. Definitely not a bad character. So, yeah, that about wraps up this patch notes review. I hit my leg for some reason. I don't know why. What do you guys think about these patch notes? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know why. And thanks for watching.